Hello and welcome to our video on everything you need to know about Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was an African-American civil rights activist who became one of the most important symbols of resistance to segregation and discrimination in the United States. Born in Tuskegee, Alabama, in 1913, Parks lived through a time of great upheaval and change, and her activism and bravery helped to galvanize support for the civil rights movement and to bring national attention to the issue of segregation and discrimination. In this video, we'll explore Parks' background and upbringing, her early experiences with segregation and discrimination, her role in the Montgomery bus boycott, and her lasting legacy. So sit back, relax, and join us as we delve into the life and activism of this remarkable woman. Rosa Parks was born on February 4, 1913, in Tuskegee, Alabama. She was the daughter of sharecroppers, James and Leona McCauley, and grew up in a time of segregation and discrimination in the South. Despite these obstacles, she received a good education, attending a private school for African American students and later, a laboratory school for African American students at Alabama State Teachers College. Growing up, Rosa Parks was exposed to the reality of segregation and discrimination. She witnessed firsthand the impact of these systems on the lives of African Americans, and her experiences fueled her determination to fight for equal rights. In 1932, Parks married Raymond Parks, an active member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and became involved in the civil rights movement herself. She worked as a seamstress and a maid, and her activism continued to grow over the years. She became a member of the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP, and she became active in voter registration drives and other efforts to promote equal rights. Throughout her life, Rosa Parks remained steadfast in her commitment to justice and equality. Her background and upbringing instilled in her a strong sense of dignity and a deep understanding of the importance of standing up for one's rights, even in the face of oppression. These qualities would later help her become a leader in the civil rights movement, inspiring others to join her in the fight for equality and justice. The Montgomery bus boycott was a major turning point in the American civil rights movement and a key moment in the life of Rosa Parks. The boycott began on December 1, 1955, after Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama, bus to a white person. The arrest of Parks sparked outrage among the African American community in Montgomery, and local civil rights leaders, including Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., called for a boycott of the city's public transportation system. The boycott was organized as a nonviolent protest against the segregation and discrimination faced by African Americans on the city's buses. For over a year, African Americans refused to use Montgomery's public transportation system, instead walking, carpooling, or using private transportation to get around the city. The boycott was highly effective, crippling the city's public transportation system and putting significant financial pressure on the bus company. The boycott ended on December 20, 1956, after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the city's segregation policies on its buses were unconstitutional. The victory was a significant step forward for the civil rights movement, and it helped to galvanize support for other protests and actions aimed at ending segregation and discrimination. The Montgomery bus boycott was a defining moment in the life of Rosa Parks, who was at the center of the protest. Her arrest and the boycott that followed helped to bring national attention to the civil rights movement and inspired others to take a stand against segregation and discrimination. Parks' role in the boycott solidified her status as a civil rights hero and an inspiration to generations to come. Rosa Parks was an African American civil rights activist and a symbol of resistance to segregation and discrimination. She was born in Tuskegee, Alabama, in 1913, and grew up in a time of segregation and discrimination. Despite facing significant obstacles, Parks remained committed to activism throughout her life, and her refusal to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama, bus in 1955 is widely seen as the spark that ignited the civil rights movement. Parks continued to be active in the movement throughout her life, speaking out on a range of issues and working to promote equality and justice. Rosa Parks' impact on the civil rights movement and on the larger struggle for equality and justice cannot be overstated. Her refusal to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama, bus helped to galvanize support for the movement and to bring national attention to the issue of segregation and discrimination. Parks' bravery, determination, and commitment to social justice continue to inspire people around the world, and she is widely remembered as one of the most important figures in the American civil rights movement. While significant progress has been made towards equality and justice in the years since Rosa Parks' activism, there is still much work to be done. Today, we are faced with many challenges, including systemic racism, economic inequality, and other forms of discrimination. In light of these challenges, it is more important than ever that we continue to work for progress and to build on the legacy of people like Rosa Parks. We must remain vigilant in our efforts to promote equality and justice, and to ensure that the legacy of Rosa Parks and other civil rights activists lives on for future generations. Let us honor her memory by continuing to fight for a world that is truly equal and just for all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, take care.